This is the Kitchen Sink WP podcast, episode 548.
I program my own computer.
We have a server crash, 404 error, page not found, links aren't working, system is crashing, system is crashing, system is crashing.
Your old HTML website, barely alive. We have the technology. We have WordPress. A new website, better than it was before. Better, stronger, faster. Hello, everybody. This is Adam Phil, the host of the Kitchen Sink WP podcast. Thanks for being here. Let's get started. All right, upcoming events. We have one next weekend, WordCamp Bogotá. It's the only camp next weekend, so you should definitely go if you're in that part of the world, August 30th and 31st. Yeah, that's cool. I won't be there. Just going to let you know right now. No chance. Because it's actually my anniversary weekend. So yeah, the 30th is my anniversary, so I'm not going to be able to make it. All right, moving on, segment one in the news, a couple things here. WordCamp Asia actually has extended the speaker application deadline to September 8th. If you want to speak at WordCamp Asia, you should apply. The camp itself is going to be February 20th through 22nd, 2025. So jot that down if you still have time. If you're a speaker or you want to be a speaker and you have something to share, you should apply. All right. Also in the news, Wordfence posted that GiveWP had a plugin critical vulnerability that has been patched. The key on this is that the bounty awarded was just shy of $5,000 US. $4,998 was awarded. And if I'm not mistaken, let me double check here on the link. Yeah, there's a article about it over at wordfence.com on their blog. I have a link in the show notes as well, so check that out. But that's amazing, almost $5,000 for a plugin that had unauthenticated remote code execution vulnerability that 100,000 sites were protected against now, which is pretty cool, 5K. Pretty cool stuff there. All right, is that it in the news? Yeah, that's it in the news. Moving on, segment two. That's right. Oh, this week, Where Are They Now? Part 4. I've been holding this for a bit. I have 3, if I'm not mistaken, 2 or 3 here, people who submitted who were past guests on this podcast over the past 10 and a half years. And I sent off a few questions and they answered it with voice. And I'm going to share those now. They are from Carrie, Dills and John Hawkins. So take a listen and we'll come back with a tip and tool of the week. All right, here they are.
Hey Adam, this is Carrie Dills, and here's an update for you. Let's see, what's different from 2017? Well, I've gotten out of the product landscape. I was selling premium themes and launched a course for freelancers circa 2017 and returned to client services. I've also dug more into content marketing and educational content creation for other companies. I'm still teaching courses on LinkedIn Learning, on WordPress, and front-end development. I guess what hasn't changed is that I've still got one foot solidly in the development world and another in content. My personal life was turned upside down, shaken, stirred, and put upright again in the time since I was on your show. I think I've counted 10 mailing addresses since 2018. I have a lot of gratitude for my journey and where it's brought me at present, which is a truly beautiful place. On a professional level, I'm thankful for WordPress and the community I've built around me. It's continued to provide an opportunity to earn a living doing work I enjoy. I'm in the process of collaborating with 2 other women on a new podcast called The Menopause Show. It has absolutely nothing to do with tech or business, but everything to do with the life transitions many Gen X women are currently experiencing. It's been 6 years or so since I wrapped the OfficeHours.fm podcast, and I'm looking forward to reorienting myself to the world of podcasting and sharing my experiences with others.
Hey, Adam. First off, I just wanted to say thanks for including me in this. This is a lot of fun. I know that the last time I was on your show was back in 2016, which just feels like it was a lifetime ago at this point. So you asked me for a bit of a where am I now? And what I actually had to do was I had to go back and say, where was I then? So much has changed since then. I have had just a bit of a roller coaster, as you know, we all have. Obviously, we had that whole pandemic thing. But let's see. So 2016, the last time we chatted for the show, I had just been laid off from a startup. And I found it quite hilarious that when you reached out to me this time, I have just been laid off from a startup yet again. So I don't know if that means that I should ask you to stop reaching out or thinking about reaching out because it leads to me being laid off from somewhere. Not positive, but I'm not going to blame that on you. So I'm going to just blame that on lack of cash at startups. But anyway, let's see. So 2016. Here's let's start there and figure our way forward. So 2016, after leaving unceremoniously leaving the startup, I started working at a large WordPress agency, and I worked there for a bit and really enjoyed my time there. And then that kind of just it fizzled out, and I left, and I went with another startup back in 2018 that was based out of New Orleans, and I worked there until 2020 when COVID decided to take over, and that startup ended up losing the bulk of their clients due to COVID. So it wasn't just me that got laid off. That was a big chunk of folks. And then what was nice about that, though, not nice, but I was able to transition nicely into one of the clients from that company. I ended up then working at full time, and I worked there from 2020 until 2024 when I was just recently laid off. But what has been fun is behind the scenes for the past 5 years or so is I have really been focusing on my side gig, VegasGeek.com, and really making a pointed effort at building up monthly recurring revenue. I offer maintenance services, and I like to call them personalized maintenance services for clients, because not every client is the same, not every website is the same, and so I do a little bit of everything, but I've been building up this monthly recurring, and so when I did get laid off this time, I didn't have that freak out of, oh my gosh, I got to go get a job tomorrow. So that was nice. That was a good feeling. And so now I'm 6 weeks post layoff, give or take, and the universe provides sometimes. And so I haven't had a need to go out and get a job. Obviously, not having health insurance is fun, so had to get that dealt with. But I'm in a good spot, and I'm excited to be here. So for the foreseeable future, I will not be working at a startup that I can be laid off from. So you're welcome to reach out whenever you want. And we're gonna just see how VegasGeek.com can grow. And I wish you all the success. I am so stoked on your anniversary. You've been so consistent with the podcast. It's something that is I strive for. I wish I had that sort of consistency around the content building. I think it's so valuable. There's so much to be learned and so much to be gained on both sides of the microphone. So congrats to you, and I look forward to running into you at another WordCamp soon.
And again, thank you so much, Carrie and John. And I thought I had a third one there. I don't. It hasn't come in yet. I thought it did for some reason. I thought there was a notification in Slack from somebody who was a guest, and they were going to send theirs in, but they didn't send it in. So I decided just to go ahead and go with the two. So there you have it. So there you go. Again, Carrie, thanks, and John. And lastly, full disclosure, that's not Carrie's voice, by the way. She got a little too busy, so she gave me permission to use an AI-generated voice, which I thought actually sounded kind of like her a little bit. Maybe, I don't know. Anyway, thanks again to both of you, Carrie and John. All right, moving on, segment 3, tip and tool of the week. This week's, it's a tool, but it's only if you use Chrome, as I do. It's a Chrome extension. It's called Don't F with Paste. So don't F, and then add a couple more letters, like don't F I don't want to say the word here to be notified as far as language, but don't F with paste. And what it lets you do is copy and paste passwords or email addresses in certain fields on websites that usually don't let you paste. This one gets past that. It's pretty cool. I checked it out. I heard about it on another podcast, checked it out, and I'm using it, and I love it. It's awesome. So it's called, there's a link in the show notes. Check it out if you want. So, all right. That is it for this week. Nice and short episode. If you have any questions, go ahead and send it in via email, adam@kitchensinkwp.com, or use the SpeakPipe function of the website. If you want to support the show, you could become a Patreon. That'd be awesome. You can also buy me a coffee on the website. You can sponsor the show. There's a form to fill out. I'll get right back to you. Thanks for listening. See you next week. Now go out and do some awesome things with WordPress. All right? Bye-bye.